Well, our first one up here in our four-year-olds, it's Taylor Cummins with CSF Harper. Joining us on the score from the first qualifier of 147.5. Do remember, it's the total scores. The top 6 from the 2 days qualify for our final. Now, this one is made by KMS Rooney. The dam of this one by Lux's Ed, bred by Patrick Connolly. Oh yes, well done. Very nice performance here from our first one in the 4-year-olds. That's Taylor Cummins and CSF Harper. Well, as I said, join us on a score of 147.5 from the first day of our 4-year-olds. Well, nice to join us in our 4-year-olds this morning. It's Dave McAvoy with Rich and Royal. And this one is a stallion by the Dutch bred sire Mumbai van der Meerhof. The dam also by the Dutch sire Crunch, owned by Richard Kirby and Greg Broderick. And they join us from day one. They were second on a score of 164. Oh, well, it's a very good performance here again on in the second of our 4-year-olds. That was Niamh McAvoy with the stallion Rich and Royal, as we said, second on day one on a score of 164. So they carried their scores through from the first day, and it's the total and the top six over the 2 days that will qualify for the 4-year-old championship. Well, next up it's Harvard Dragset and joins us with Bullybone Santos. And they joined us on the score of 153 from the first qualifier. This one is gelding by Super Gold Van Vulhof, which is registered with the Zangazide stud book. The dam of this one by the Dutch sire Plot Blue. Owned and bred by Joan Rothwell and the team at Bullybone. Oh, well done, another very good display here. So that's a very nice round here for Harvard Dragset and Bullybone Santos. As we said, joining us on a score of 153 from day one. Well, on we go now. It's Abigail Boland, who joins us now with Elma Bow. And this one were fifth on day one. And this one is a mare by SHS Soccer Blue, the Holsteiner stallion. And the dam of this one by the Dutch bred Hernandez, bred by Jack Ryan. So that was Abigail Boland completing with her own Elma Bow, the mare by SHS Soccer Blue. And as we said, fifth in day one on a score of 158. And those scores very important because it's the top 6 from the 2 days that qualify for our 4-year-old championship final. Well, next to join us, it's Christian Kendi now, and he joins us with KBS Nightwalker. This one, in fact, is a stallion by OBOS quality, and the dam, the dam by another one of the Kendi stars, KC Maximum Joe. Oh, well, and that's a very nice display here for Christian Kendi and the stallion KBS Nightwalker by the great OBOS quality. Now, we're going to give you today's scores for number 1, Telecommons and CS Hafer. They had a score of 154. You have McAvoy and Rich and Roy. They had a score today of 154. Harvey Dragfest and Bullybone Santos. They had a score of 154.5. And number 4, Abigail Boland, a score today with Elmo Bow of 129. Well, next to join us, it's David Morn. David joins us with Molly Hughes Bravos, HHS Estoril. This is a gelding by Econix. The dam of this one by the Holstein Sire Loch Earn Cappuccino. They were third on day one, and they joined us on a score of 162. Oh, well done. A very nice display here again. In good form here on our first day. That's David Moore with Marion Hughes' HHS Estoril. And joining us on a score of 162 from day one, which put them into third place. Now we're going to go to number 7. It's Beth O'Leary now, joins us with Lisbech Echo. And this one's mare by Econix. The dam of this one by HHS Charlton. Bred by Georgina Gold. Well, we've also got the score, today's score for Christian Kennedy and KBS Nightwalker, a score of 149.5. And the score for David Moore and HHS Estoril, a score of 155. So, next we go with Olivia Shenadam, and she joins with Grindonstown Foxy Lady. And this one is made by Dallard Z, the Zangazide sire, and the dam by the Turbot sire, Master Imp. And we have the score for Beth O'Leary's round and Lisbech Echo, a score of 138.5. Now, we will have a presentation for our top 6 today, and that's for our second leg. But it is the top 6 over the 2 days that qualify for the 4-year-old championship. So that was Olivia Shannon and Grandstown Foxy Lady completing her round with the mare by Dudad Azad. Well, it's Susan Fitzpatrick who's going to get underway now, and she joins us with DHF Samson. This one again by SHS Soccer Blue. The dam of this one by Cornered Oblinsky, bred by Roland Tynan, now won by Barbara Stellard. Susan Fitzpatrick now, and DHF Samson. And our score for Olivia Shannon and Grandstown Foxy Lady, a score of 129. 129. And Susan joins us on the score from the first day of 151.5. So well done. A very nice round here from Susan Fitzpatrick and DHF Samson, the gelding by SHH Soccer Blue. And as we said, on the score of 151.5 from day one. So the leaderboard at the moment, this is for today's leg. David Moore leads it on the score of 155. Howard drags it in second on the score of 154.5. And then in third, we have Taylor Commons on the score of 154. And also enjoying third, Niamh McAvoy again on the score of 154. And in fact, Susan Fitzpatrick, who has just gone out, also fishing on the score of 154. Now there's today's results, so it is our top six over the 2 days that qualify for the final here in the Simmons Court Arena tomorrow afternoon. So next up, Shane Goggins. He joins us with the Seafarer. And Shane was fourth with this one from the first day on the score of 158.5. And this one, in fact, is a stallion by Gary Duff, Jar of Hearts, an Irish sport horse sire. And the dam is by the Dutch-bred Talibé Azad. Bred by James Joyce. This one is owned by Noel Slattery. Shane, in fact, was fourth with this one on day one on a score of 158.5. So well done. Another very nice round here for Shane Goggins and the Stallion, the Seafarer. As we said, that won by Gary Duff, Jar of Hearts. Fourth on day one. Well, let's go in the second of our four-year-old championship qualifiers. It's a Conor McMahon dam. He joins us with BP Ivy Coast. This one again by Rock and Roll Tupate. The dam by the Dutch bred sire VDL Arkansas. Greg bred at Greg Broderick's Ballypatrick. Jointly owned now by the Ivy Coast Farm with the team at Ballypatrick. So that was Conor McMahon and BP Ivy Coast, the gelding by Rock and Roll Tupate. Now the score for Shane Goggins, today's score, and the Stallion, the Seafarer, is a score of 147.5. Well, it's a Jack Brennan. He's up next with MHS Magical. Another stallion here competing in our four-year-olds this week at Dublin Horse Show. It's by Cornet Oblinsky, and the dam of this one by Cavalier Royale. And they join us on a score of 145.5 from day one. So that was Jack Brennan completing with the Stallion MHS Magical by Corner Oblinsky. Very popular sire at the moment. And down by Cavalier Royale, homebred. by Michael and Tom Brennan. And the score for Conor McMahon, today's score, Conor McMahon and BP Ivy Coast. They finished up on a score of 139.5, 139.5. Well, on we go now to number 13 of our 23 finalists. Hannah Agnew now joins us with Kalula Du Loretta AZ. And this one is a mare by Carabas AZ, which is registered with the Zangerside Stud Book. The dam of this one by the Belgian sire Jaguar Van Pamel. Joining us on a score of 140.50 from the first of our qualifiers this week.
Second, Ella. Third, Billy. Fourth, Georgia. Five, Lena. Six.
Well, that was Hannah Agnew completing with the Kalula de Loretta Z, and the mare by the Zangerside sire Carabas Z. And the score for Jack Brennan and MHS Magical is 147.5. 147.5. Well, on we go now. It's Alison Irwin who joins us now with Brilla Ultimatum. This one is another stallion competing on 4-year-olds here this week at Dublin Horse Show. He's by HHS Flonix. The dam of this one by Murmazor. Owned and bred by Peter Smith. Joining us on a score from day one of 128. So at the moment, leading at David Morn and HHS Estoril on a score of 155. That's our second leg here today. So our top six will join us for presentation for today's class. And the top six over the 2 days will qualify for the 4-year-old championship final. Prize funded by the Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine, delivered by HSI. Well, we're now ready for our next is Katie McEntee. This time joins us with Kilbert Queenie, joining us on the score of 137 from our first of our qualifiers. And this one is made by Untouchable 27, out of by Louis Dam. Bred by Marion Power, owned by Geraldine Power. Now we have the score for Hannah Agnew and Kalula De Loreto has had a score of 150, and the score for Alison Irwin and Ubler Ultimatum, a score of 138.5. So that was Katie McEntee completing her round with Kilbert Queenie, the mare by Untouchable 27. And they joined us from day one with a score of 137 points. So this is Kerry Target up next. And Kerry joins us with a Corinvale Lady Gerardo. This one by the Dutch side Gerardo, dam by OBOS Quality. Joining us on the score of 144.50 from day one. Bred by Thomas Haughey. Now owned by Trilby Cook and Stephen Duncan. So that was Kerry Target and Corinvale Lady Gerardo completing their round. And they joined us on the score from day one of 144.5. Well, our top six at the moment in our second round. It's David Maughan. He leads it on a score of 155. Second, Harry Dragsut and Bullybone Santos on the score of 154.5. Then in joint third, we have Taylor Cummins and CSF Harper on the score of 154. Niamh McAvoy and Rich and Royal also on the score of 154. Then we have Susan Fitzpatrick and DHF Sampson also on the score of 154. And then sixth at the moment, Hannah Agnew and Kalula De Loreto Z on the score of 150. Next up, Andrew Hodgesdam joins with Diacante G. This one is a stallion by the Hanoverian sire Dia Cantinos. Andrew owns this jointly with Brian Lennon. The dam of this one by Carnado. And they're the score on the first day of 146. So that was Andrew Hodgins and the stallion Decante G completing their round. That one, as we said, by the Hanoverian sire Dia Cantinos. Now, we also have the score for Katie McEntee and Kilbert Queenie, who score of 133. Well, next to join us, number 18, it's Harry Wood now and BP Royal Highness are winners of the 4-year-olds on the first day. And this one is a mare by Ajanex du Sinor. The dam of this one by the Dutch bred sire Casper. Another one here from Greg Broadley's Ballypatrick. Oh, well done, and a very nice display here for Harry Wood. Our winners from the first day with BP Royal Highness. And they come in on a score of 166 because, as we said, it's the overall score over the 2 days for our top six to qualify for the final. That one the mare by Ajanex Dusinoa. Well, we go to number 19 of our 23 who qualified for the 4-year-olds and this year at Dublin Horse Show. Shane Quinn joined us with a BC Lux Grand, another stallion here competing in the 4-year-olds. It's by Grand Dorado, the Dutch bred sire, and the dam of this one by Lux AZ. Shane Quinn and BC Lux Grand. And they join us on a score of 142.5 from day one. And also the score for Harrywood and BP Royal Highness. Today's score is 148. And as we said, they joined us on a score of 166 from the first day.
Okay, we can open the gate. The course is now open for inspection. Riders and players only, please.
So Shane Quinn completing with the stallion BC Lux Grand. Now on the stallion by Grand Dorado. So just 4 left to go. And next up it's Tabitha Kyle now. Joined us with BP Nebraska. Another one here from Greg Broderick's, bred by Lisa Cawley. This one made by Cantagas. Down with this one by For Pleasure. And they joined us on the score of 141 from our first of our 4-year-olds here this week. And thanks once again to Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine and Horseport Ireland, who've funded our Young Horse Championships here at the Dublin Horse Show. So our top 6 at the moment. David Morn still leads it, 155. Our Dragset in second. Then we have 3 on the same score, joint third. Taylor Cummins. You have McAvoy, Susan Fitzpatrick, and then 6th, Anna Agnew. So well done, man. Another very nice round here from Tabitha Kyle and BP Nebraska. That one the mare by Cantargus. The dam by For Pleasure. Well, and next up, it's Taylor Cummins, who joins us with Aurea Duala. This one was sixth on day one. It's a mare by El Barone, the dam by Toulon, owned by Eddie Maloney. And as we said, finished up sixth on the score of 155.5. Yeah, it's a very nice round here, and a very nice display here for Taylor Cummins. And Aurea Duala, that one owned by Eddie Maloney, sixth on day one. So they come into today on a score of 155.5 from day one. Now the score for Tabitha Kyle and BP Nebraska is 145.5. Well, it's our second last one who joins us now. It's Niamh McAvoy, joins with Abba van der Vroombershoef AZ. This one is a stallion by the Zangazite sire Aska AZ. And the dam also by another Zangazite sire, Calato. Another one here from Greg Baldricks and the team at Ballypatrick. Oh, well done. A very nice round here. And a big jump over the last here for Niamh McAvoy and the stallion Abba van Vubashov Z. So our top six at the moment, David Morton still leading on a score of 155. Then in joint second we have Harvard Dragset and Bullyborn Santos on a score of 134.5. So Taylor Commons and then we have Taylor Commons on 154.5 also with Harvard Dragset. Then we have Taylor Commons with our second one again on 154. The last to go now, Harvey Dragset back with his second one. At this time, he joins us with Bullyborn Gold Dust. This one again led by Ajanex Dusenor, the name by Kanan, joining us on the score of 146.5 from the first day. Well, that was our final competitor here this morning. That was Harvard Dragset and Bullyborn Gold Dust. And they joined us on the score from day one of 146.5, the gelded by Ajanex Dusenor. But in fact, we've got a new leader here. As we wait for the final score, Niamh McAvoy now leads it with the stallion, Abba van der Wilmerhas Z on the score of 155.5. Then at second place, we have Dave Morton and HHS Estoril on a score of 155. Then in joint third, Harvard Dragset with Bullyborn Santos on the score of 154.5. Also in joint third, Taylor Commons. And then in we have three in joint fifth. Taylor Commons with our second one, RH Delay on the score of 154. Our CHF Harper on the score of 154. Niamh McAvoy also in joint fifth on 154. Susan Fitzpatrick in joint fifth, again on 154. Well, we have the final score in. It's Harvard Dragset and Bullyborn Gold Dust. A score of 147.
Start, 3 minutes, Conrad, George the Bromhead, 2, Carl,
Well, we're just waiting to get confirmation because we've got 3 on the one score. But our winner is Niamh McAvoy and the stallion, the grey stallion of Vanda Veermhuis Z. So we're just going to have a quick word with Philip Drabwas, one of our judges. He's from Hamburg in Germany. Philip, a little bit different from the first day you were just saying with our 4-year-olds.
Yeah, we were just saying that it's interesting to see how different the 4 years old can be from the day before yesterday to today. And today the weather was different and the atmosphere were different. Some were even a little bit more shy. We would have been expected them to be like that the day before yesterday and not today, but that's the 4 years old.
Yeah, and some pretty nice ones too that performed quite well over the 2 days. But only 3 got through from, that were in the top 6, Cormac, from day 1.
Yep, 3. So that shows that those 3 are very consistent, and then some dropped down, some moved up. But I think overall they jumped good. But there was definitely a few more hiccups today, few run out or stops, and yeah, it's just interesting to see how different they can be. They're just babies still. So.
Yeah, they still are only 4-year-olds, and you're not going to get them that consistent at such an early age.
No, definitely not. But it's nice to see the 3 that were in the top 6 on Wednesday, and they're in the top 6 today. It's nice to see that they were consistent, and it just shows that they have a great brain and they are very consistent. And I think that's going to hold them in good stead in the future.
And Philip, it's going to be interesting here tomorrow in the final because the top 6 will be ridden by 2 of our international riders here at the show.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see, and the experience shows us that very often the young ones with new riders jump even better and present themselves better. So, yeah, we'll watch it and we are excited.
All to look forward to. And we'll have the top 6 for you in just a moment. You're just waiting on confirmation of one of the rules here.
So come up, Cathal McKeown Devaney, you're next in the ring. Cathal McKeown Devaney, you're next to go. Bottom operating voting for you. Robin 2, Joey Mellon 3, Willie Cunning 4, Sam Witcher 5, Reuben Foley 6, Charlie 7, Joe 8, Ben Bacon 9, Sarah Sharp 10.
So our result, our winners, Niamh McAvoy, as we said, and Abba van Dust on the score of 155.5. In second, Dave Moore and HHS Estoril on a score of 155.0. So then we go to rideability to decide our next result, our future potential to decide our next result. So on third, Taylor Cummins and 1143. So in fourth place, it's Harvard Dragset and Bullybone Santos. In fifth place, Susan Fitzpatrick, again on the higher score for future potential, with the DHF Samson. And then at sixth, Niamh McAvoy and Rich and Roy. So there are our top six. Okay, so our top 6-4 presentation, our winner, Niamh McAvoy, and the stallion, Abba van Zuberjosh. In second place, David Morn and HHS Estoril. Then in third, Taylor Cummins and Ria Dualair. In fourth, Harvard Dragset and Bullybone Santos. In fifth, Susan Fitzpatrick and DHF Samson. And in sixth, Niamh McAvoy and Rich and Royal. So Dennis Duggan from Horseport Ireland is joining us for the presentation. Our thanks to Horseport Ireland, our sponsors of our Young Horse Championships here, once again this year at Dublin Horse Show. So that's our winner, Niamh McAvoy and Abba van Vumpushoff Z from Greg Baldrick's Ballypatrick Stables. Winner, of course, of the qualifier at Barnadown this year. Well, that's our 4-year-old winner of our second leg here. Niamh McAvoy and Abba van Vroombershoff Z. In second place, David Moore and HHS Estoril, the 4-year-old champion from Mill Street International Show just a few weeks ago. In third, Taylor Cummins and Ria Duala. The one made by Al Barone, sixth on day one. Then in fourth, Harvard Dragset. Another one here from Bullybone Stables. This is a Bullybone Santos, the gelding by Super Gold Van Vluhoff, the Zangerside sire. In fifth, Susan Fitzpatrick and DHF Samson, the gelding by SHS Soccer Blue, bred by Ronan Tynan. And finally, in sixth place, Niamh McAvoy. Second on day one and sixth here this morning with Rich and Royal, the stallion by Mumbai van der Moorhof, the Dutch sire, owned by Richard Kirby and Greg Broderick. So do come back and join us tomorrow afternoon for the 4-year-old championship. Our thanks to Dennis Duggan, Horseport Ireland, our sponsors of the Young Horse Championships here at Dublin 2025. So we'll ask Niamh McAvoy to lead off. So well done to our top six. We're looking forward to seeing our top six from the two qualifiers, and they'll compete in the final here tomorrow afternoon, when they will be ridden by two of our visiting international riders. And our thanks once again to our judges here this morning, Philip Baumgart from Germany and Cormac Hanley